I want to know what this whole allyship thing is. Could the reason why we're still connected to this Bluetooth slave trade be because we want to be safe in it? The connection is still there, even if we can't see it. What does it mean to be an asset to Blackness? What does it mean to be a cousin to a race, culture, or ethnicity? Do Black folks even have ethnic cousins, or can we just be them? What is our perception of unity? I wonder if it's even necessary to mix the color palette till it turns black with a lighter kind of shade. Some might call it a grayscale. When Black bodies were broken and we begged, wondering what it meant to give myself as the body I was born in tags of perception on a scroll past post falsely marked with a double tap. And what the world called spice became tasteless on its handstands, EURO-centric like the currency they sold tinted bodies with. Fundamentally, because they said it was necessary. I got a strip from the barcode they placed on my dark skin, approached by scammers, their scanners seeking answers about my origin, knowing that its black and white image would be filled with reflections but no colors like Rubens' vase, hoping those zeros and ones making binary codes of man-made and forced do's and don'ts would have a holy disruption before new numbers fill the gaps, and I run for the healing as my unborn son sings Maranatha. Given a chance, no rapping though, gotta raise these bars anyway. Instead of seeking real wisdom, some of us would rather have our hearts discover themselves. Must we do so? Trying to please massa our way into the vision, everything becoming a mix of purple ashes painted by red and blue brushes, whether they from 12 or missing baby daddies for 13 birthdays overdue. The milk expired and he never came home for some of us. How we finna move from that? Are we gonna have to beg for an okay from the pole? Or is ally sufficiency gonna be the death of instability, building the dome within an institution, instantly industrializing the intersectionality of our race? We all need different band-aids because bullet wounds ain't the only wounds we need to tend to. Who am I, if not Blackness constructed? If justice for my Black body means stripping it of its label, whether we see difference behind shade scale, then do I really want freedom? What will my foundation be if I stop marching? If we are satisfied in a social mold that gave our bodies barcodes, are we really on a stable foundation if we're tossed and turned like the waves our grandmothers waded in? Because we got problems. Aren't there deeper seas than we want to admit? Fighting this racial race with interracial division, expecting the checkered flag to reciprocate, are we really gonna win like that? See, I want to see if going grayscale means blindness to color, or is it to know that the righteous are never self-sufficient? Has my Blackness been the only thing colonized? Is it Black sufficiency that will be the death for me? Was that life never meant for me on ships they sent for me? To send and see the peace to find a destiny they wrote in ink called morality. It was a man-made paradigm of the endless essence of fulfillment endlessly. Drowning in these rivers now relentlessly because the allies couldn't teach my Black body to swim. Left to see what this will all become when it's all said and done. I want to wake up. Meanwhile, others cancel a condescending nature with psychological correction. Do we realize allyship means self-emancipation, having to portray the advancements of time with that infection between that intersection, swearing we only scratching the surface, a rhythm stashed in the attic, broken as if we are a complex math lesson, looking at our purple bruises. Ego as wide as the snow her feet caress below. Her footprints stamping the squares that mark the number of every person she ever touched with the words, I'm just as human as you. And there were no squares on the soles of her shoes because that's something the world been knew. 2020 been a ride on the scale of songs we wrote with mixed match notes, yet we still perform a full crescendo not knowing who the conductor is. Anti-diminuendo, no diminishing the subject any longer because it's our mission. Would we still see the purple bruises if the color was gray? Must I see in gray to be free? And I ain't talking about that I don't need you mentality because I wasn't made to be built like that. What's best for everybody and how do we know? Is this a Me Too movement too universal for my body to be healed? Ain't no film, this is real, a documentary if you will. Will allyship mean self-ambition for the dough will end, or will we still just be coveting together? Dancing and shaking the frame like Gambino been saying. Understanding that this is in America too. Sis, you know the story was written for you. The call yellow like a lightning bolt. A sound that electrified your soul that you knew all too well, westing in it for the 16th year of your being without fear that it would shout for you again. The insulator, echoes of that blue and purple dream you rose from the surface of, you rested on the shore of it. The sounds threatening to shock again, beckoning as if the whip cracked right in front of you, begging for you once more. The rivers your body was meant to wade in, fade in, as music left mental staining of a heartbreak you've had before. The beat faded, but it was still there. Your skin a burnt orange kind of color with the saturation turned down. Not that it mattered until you stepped out in a crowd, because as was everyone in your household, and the red ribbons met you. You'd feared they'd spill out before, whether they were from your body, your mind, or your soul. Brother, you watched too, endangering the wisdom with apprehension as you walk that same snow. Green ideas flooding, insidious, it ain't the film, but you gotta learn that stubbornness precipitates illiterate leadership. To break generational cycles takes sacrifice. Coming up from your position to be on the come up, because age is labeled as a title and not a form of character, yet your pop stay 36 and still drinks from a sippy cup, trying to tell our sleeping children to wake up. You still see the boy he used to be. The life before the green. Copping a single combo and you loving it like you Mickey D's. Although you keep it low key, you ain't fooling nobody, because deep down you want out. Wake up. Will the allies have to be our alarm clock for you to realize that something has to break every chain like Tasha? It's turning gray, or you turn like parabolic. Can we function like this? And if we take on this war in the gray, what is our munition, ally? What is your position, ally? What is the method to your transition, ally? Are you the answer, ally? Do you need supervision, ally? Can you handle this?